Yes.
Okay.
Well, you heard Mr. Jackrich say it's important to obey, the directive of the Supreme Court, but not all of the orders have been obeyed. The governor is yet to authorize the payment of lawmakers' salaries and entitlements, which were likely provided in the previous budget. Do you think this is also another reason that the lawmakers may be holding out?
Well, yes, of course, it may be. Even though it can be argued that under the fiscal management system, the appropriation for last year can only be reflected in the appropriation for this year. So it cannot be retrospective. If these are rolled up into the 2025 appropriation bill, then the governor should go ahead and present the budget, and the House should accept the budget, and all the payments that are outstanding should be paid. I think it is important to emphasize that every gladiator, all the actors in River State should find a political solution to the problem. There's no missing the fact that both camps, both the Wikes camp and Fulbearers camp, must sit together and, even issues of commissioners share positions, and because they all work towards these are for the good of River State. And the more stalemate that is being created in this imbroglio, the more the Rivers people will suffer. So the Supreme Court judgment is clear. All the conditions and all the stipulations stated in Supreme Court judgment must be complied with. And if the governor does not comply his own side of the obligations in the judgment, then that's a very major problem. I think it's important that the Attorney General advises him properly.
All right. The law. Earlier you said if there are challenges that you can always go back to the High Court and report the issue to them. Now, why is it difficult for the governor to be advised if you have not been able to properly serve these lawmakers? Are there no other legal options to serve a notice if you have not been successful at the initial one?
You can go to court and ask for order for substitute service. Like I said, you can also bring application for mandamus to compel them to do what they're supposed to do. So there are a number of options open to governor to seek way of making sure that he complies, the House complies with the rulings of the Supreme Court. But the governor must, on his own part, comply with his own obligations under the Supreme Court judgment. So I think it's a situation where everybody has to participate to bring this to an end.
Now, from your observation, do you think both parties are not interested in helping to resolve this? Because, like you said, there's an option going back to the courts and for an order of mandamus, if I got you right. There's that option, and his lawyers are not exploring that option. And on the side of the lawmakers also, they're holding on to indefinite adjournment. Now, from your observation, do you think both players are not even ready for peace, so the Rivers people continue to suffer as they fight on?
Well, that is the impression every Nigerian gets, that there is no willingness on both parties to sit down and resolve this issue, because the governor has gone to state high court to get certain orders and to contradict, to try to force the assembly not to dissolve his ESCO and so on. These are still confrontational, moves. And I think that will not solve the problem. What is important is to find a way to resolve it politically. Of course, the governor is aware that if he commits any impeachable offense at this time, the House will move to impeachment. So he must be careful not to do so. And one of the things he cannot do is to spend money from the state coffers without an appropriation law, no matter how long it takes. So even if the House shuts down government, once he spends money without appropriation law, it's an impeachable offense. So I think what they can do is to find political solution to the problem, get involved, elder statesmen in River States, ethnic nationalities, to begin to resolve the issues, see how to bring a political solution to the problem. The name calling, like my colleague in this program who is calling, name calling, will not help solve the problem, because that will also aggravate the situation. What's important is for lawyers to seek legal redress, go back to Supreme Court or go back to High Court and complain that these and these have not been complied with. And the political actors will wade in so that there will be political solution to the problem. That is my own suggestion. But so far, we've not seen that from both parties. They are still holding on and confronting one another, and that's not good for Rivers State.